Very good morning to you, Nigeria. It's a Wednesday morning.
Hopefully you're loving the holidays. We are definitely loving the holidays. You should be too. Just stick with us on this 3-hour joyride and you'll understand what exactly we're all about.
Yeah, now the show is Wake Up Nigeria, and my name is Yomi Huope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Now we're live streaming right now. tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Please send in those comments on all the social media platforms with the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah, you can also download our mobile app from any Android or iOS store. Just you watch us on your mobile. Anywhere you are in the world, you can watch us.
Yes,
and
indeed.
you know,
What?
I'm liking your outfit this morning.
Oh, thank you.
Celebration of the day.
Yeah, yes. We are dressed for Odu this morning.
Yeah,
yes,
I try to tone it down a little bit. My agbada wasn't working out.
But you have some amazing
Yeah,
man.
you know, I was trying to.
What?
It was just too much work.
Are you sure it wasn't
day.
the electricity situation?
It wasn't actually.
Really? Okay.
It wasn't. It was just too much work to put it together last night.
Oh.
So I put it aside. I was like, you know what? Let me just tone it down slightly, just a little bit,
No,
for you guys.
But we have an incredible lineup for you today. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
It feels like a weekend already, but it's Wednesday. Okweola Olugbemiga is a singer, filmmaker, and author, known simply as Olugbemiga Art.
And check it out on DIY this morning. We have professional henna artist Amotara Tomisin joining us for some henna designing.
And on relationships, we have Lapo Shoeton joining us. Now, she's a UK certified relationship coach and the author of several books. She'll be discussing how to attract the right partner irrespective of your age.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who would like that. And on the journey to complete and total health, we will be joined by wellness expert, Dr. Patrick Ejewere. And for this morning, he's going to be introducing us to the concept of wellness. And you know, this month of June is, actually June 8th is Wellness Day. So it's a good period to be thinking about wellness.
Another performance will be coming your way this morning from Islamic Afro hip hop singer Lawizi.
Lawizi there. And fennel is an aromatic plant crop cultivated as an annual herb. Now, Sheon Adetosoye will be joining us to talk to us about planting fennel this season.
It's one of those very interesting herbs, very flavorful. On health, we have Dr. Femi Omololu, and he'll be talking to us a little. Well, we'll be getting to that in a little while, but there's a big discussion about preeclampsia happening, and we should really shed some light on that.
Very important, very, very important for pregnant women. Now, our guest for this morning is online lip sync comedian John Maduike, also known as Mad Johnny.
Get out of my office and you even settle back.
The fact that he even shot it outdoors, it's, you know, there's so much creativity, so much talent out there. And so yesterday I was at a dance conference. Who would have ever thought
Dance conference.
that there would be a conference
On
all
dance.
about dance?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
in
that thing
Nigeria.
that they've been publicizing.
Yes,
Kathy was
yeah. So
doing,
Kathy,
Right.
internationally known Kathy, she brought together a lot of different stakeholders in the industry, from people that plan events to people that actually provide things for dancers, like costume providers, stylists, and the brand people that employ these dancers to dance for them.
Okay.
Mr. P was there, you know, he was on a panel, and it was just really interesting. A lot of young people want to dance, but they don't understand that there's a lot more to just being a dancer.
And there's money in there as well.
Yes, there is.
There's money in that.
Yes.
So I was
A
reading,
lot of money.
I was watching a documentary on Teddy Pendergrass.
Okay.
And he had an inspiring and sad story at the same time. And so there were these dancers that he was using to boost his career at the beginning when he was starting out and nobody knew him. So he would go up on the stage and instead of just singing, he had these sultry dancers in the 70s. that
Oh,
would come
wow.
up. is black girls. So people weren't used to it at the time. So I just, when you talked about dance just
Yeah.
now, and the girls became famous. You know, Teddy Pendergrass and, you know, something. I can't remember what
Dance has become something huge, but at this point, Yomi is about to take the news update.
Yes, indeed. Now, June the 5th is celebrated annually as World Environment Day, and this year's theme, Beat Air Pollution, is a call to individuals all around the world to be mindful of daily activities that may cause air pollution. It is a theme that finds bearing in Abuja and its environs, where indiscriminate dumping of waste is posing a threat to some residents in the Federal Capital Territory. A correspondent, Tijeshu Adeoye, reports.
There is an intense global awareness to the adverse effect of environmental pollution. This year's World Environment Day focuses attention on beating air pollution. Despite growing efforts to reducing hazardous gas emission into the atmosphere and promoting a green economy, individual response level is still saddening.
A United Nations report says about 24% of global greenhouse gas emissions come from agriculture, forestry, and land use. But two predominant sources of air pollution are caused by livestock and agricultural waste. This toxic waste produces methane, a potent global warming gas, which can result in several respiratory disorders. There is an active air pollution happening here every day. This is the Karu Abattoir in the suburb of the Federal Capital City. The beef butchered here finds its way to thousands of meat retailers, who then sell to their final consumers. But the waste from the abattoir threatens the health of people living around here. Those here are still unaware of the harm the indiscriminate method of disposing waste here does to the environment and human health. Now authorities in charge of keeping Abuja clean and healthy are here to have a chat with the butchers and find better ways of handling their waste.
We have discovered that in most of our abattoirs, people that operate, the operators ignorantly, create a lot of emissions through burnings, and some they use tires to burn meat that will be consumed by human beings. And we feel that this is actually unhygienic.
Organic waste is also a very potent source of air pollution. Landfills like this one constantly release poisonous gas into the atmosphere, polluting the air we breathe. Residents who live in this area complain of the bad stench that comes from here and are now worried about the state of their health. And sadly too, all efforts to clear this mess have been unproductive.
It's not easy. We're just managing to stay in the place, but it's not easy. Like for months, they won't even come to pack it. And when they come to pack it, that day, in fact, we will not be able to stay in the shop because the smell will just increase.
The smell of the dump site actually has been a terrible one. It has been an experience that we've been passing through since 2005, to be precise, to date. And the federal government has actually been trying to their own best, but I think the community in quotes are not helping issues.
The United Nations saying 9 out of 10 people breathe in polluted air. Now there's an ongoing mask challenge using face masks as a symbol to world leaders on the need to breathe in clean air, because this one here is polluted air. Tijeshu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
Nigeria's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Muhammad Bande, has been elected the United Nations General Assembly President. He will be the second Nigerian to hold this prestigious office of the UNGA President after Ambassador Joseph Nanven Garba, who held the position between 1989 and 1990. Moyo Thomas reports.
His election was a result of the rotational policy of the United Nations General Assembly, as it was the turn of Africa to produce the next president. Ambassador Tijani Mohammed Bande will be presiding over the 74th Assembly, built to start in September 2019. A highly revered scholar and diplomat, he is a 1979 graduate of political science from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. In 1981, he crossed over to University of Boston in the United States for his Masters of Arts in Political Science, and in 1987 earned his PhD in Political Science from the University of Toronto. His career as a scholar started in 1980 from the Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto. He became the Vice-Chancellor of the same university in 2004, with stints in various international agencies in between. He was appointed the Director General of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru, Plateau State, a position he held until 2016. Professor Bande served as the 74th Vice President of the United Nations General Assembly in September 2016. He has since served in various capacities at the United Nations General Assembly. He was born in Kebbi State, Nigeria on 7th December 1957. He has promised to implement the existing mandate and the Agenda 2030 with focus on peace and security, poverty and education, zero hunger, quality education and climate change. Moya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
Congratulations to Ambassador Bande there. Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. The weather update is next. Taking a look at the newspaper headlines. We're starting with The Guardian this Wednesday morning, June 5th. And it's got the headline, Godfathers may hijack 9th National Assembly. Opposition warns. And seeks secret ballot for leadership election. APC NWC backs Oshomole, blames Oyegun for electoral reverses. You ran most fraudulent primaries in Nigeria's political history. That's a response there. And Kano Anti-Graft Agency recommends Sanusi's suspension. Alleges Emir, others misappropriated 3.4 billion naira. A group cautions against removing monarch. Now up here, UN General Assembly elects Nigeria's Mohammed Bande as president. UK seizes fresh £211 million loot from Abacha. And lawmakers order suspended local government bosses to refund 3.6 billion naira. Buhari overlooks poll's outcome, pledges adequate security for Abuja residents. That's what we've got on the cover of The Guardian. And over here, I've got the Nigerian Tribune with the headline, Channels Island seizes another £211 million Abacha loot. Ganduje Emir Sanusi exchanged pleasantries on Eid prayer ground. And I thank Kogi people for supporting Bello, Ohinoi of Ibira Land says. And APC blames Oyegun for intra-party crisis. And FCT residents necessary evil. They didn't vote for me, says Buhari. Despite this, I will secure the city. And National Assembly speakership, that's up here. PDP caucus directs members to support any APC aspirant of their choice. And finally, 2% growth will not engender economic growth, says Ohwabo there. And that's what we've got on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune. Now, up next, we've got The Punch and a big headline. Reactions as UK seizes fresh 82 billion naira Abacha loot. Amazing. And a couple of other stories here. Up here, corrupt customs officers, smugglers, killing local rice production. And Ekiti Assembly orders suspended council chairman to refund 3.6 billion naira. APC says Oyegun condoned indiscipline as party chairman. That's up here. And NLC experts lambast federal government over high rail project cost. That's what we've got on the cover of the Punch. And so let's check out the Vanguard. And also a big headline there. APC crisis latest. Impunity marked your era. APC blasts Oyegun. And feel free to join PDP. APC scribe tells aggrieved members. And be humble. Ask for secret of my success, says Oyegun. And a couple of other back and forth there. And Nigeria's under attack, says Cardinal Okogie. And Salah, I'll secure Abuja residents despite voting against me, says Buhari. And down here, we've got a couple of other stories here. Nigeria will overcome security challenges soon, says IBB. He knows something we don't, maybe. And UK seizes 82 billion naira Abacha loot. A presidential task force begins operation at Mile 2 Axis in Lagos. And Ariwa youths back Orji Kalu for deputy Senate president. And 3.4 billion naira fraud. Sanusi Ganduje greet as Kano Commission recommends Emir's suspension. We'll have a couple of other stories here. We've got The Nation next. And on the cover of The Nation, Oshomole, cleaning your mess. APC replies Oyegun. And ex-chairman handed over party without blemish, says Aide. And stakeholders slams SEC over Owando. And we've got some stories up here on the cover of The Nation. The Nation driver abducted in rivers. That story is on page 5. And Oshibajo, Nigeria set for breakthrough. Amen to that. And Salah Buratai, Air Chief, visits troops. Nigeria's Bande is UNGA president. And Airtel eyes $750 million from Africa Unit's IPO. And finally, Super Eagles impress Raw in training. Well, that's what we have on the newspaper headlines for this hour. We bring you more, of course, at the 7 o'clock hour. Now, after this break, we're going to be taking traffic reports in Lagos.
Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, it's that time of the morning where we give you traffic updates of traffic situations around Lagos. And this morning, well, you should also please note that you can always be a part of the segment by sending your traffic updates wherever you are through any of our social media platforms, and we'd like to hear from you. And you could also add, a traffic selfie or a video, if you like. We would appreciate that. And of course, I've got my gang in the kitchen. They'll be helping me out with traffic updates on social media. Hello, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, you. How's it going?
Going very well. All right. So this morning, I'm going to be updating you on the traffic situation around the Mile 2 area of Lagos State. So yes, guys, if you live in the Mile 2 Festac Town axis, you are in luck. Well, it's a public holiday, I know, right? But yeah, it's pretty free all the way this morning. So if you're going in and out of Mile 2 this morning, it's actually free. The Agboju route is free. The Alakija route is free. And then all the way, like I said, to and fro, if you are along that Mile 2 Festac Town route, it's absolutely free. All right, so another update I'll be giving you on this morning is the Aja area of Lagos State. Let's check that out and see what that's about. Well, while I'm still trying to get that sorted, guys, any updates yet on social media?
The first update I'm getting here, not social media though, is it looks like the Third Mainland Bridge is closed for maintenance.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
wow.
closed for maintenance today. They're taking advantage of the public holiday. So it's closed for maintenance. Now, on the other side is free. if you're coming to the mainland. But it looks like it's been shut down. Heading to the island. Now, I don't know if it's a permanent shutdown or...
It's just maybe for a few hours, maybe for the early hours of the morning.
Sometimes they shut down the side of it so that people can still pass, maybe on one lane. I'm not sure what it is, but because the roads are free, it's probably better to take an alternative route this morning. Yeah.
Interesting. Any other updates? So right now I'm actually currently checking the Ikorodu road axis because that's going to definitely be an alternative route for a lot of people who want to get to the island this morning, maybe to shop or for, you know, whatever reason. But let's just, okay. So right now, if you are coming from Ikorodu, if you're going from Ikorodu to the island, the Mile 12 axis at this moment actually is pretty, you know, free all the way. So from Mile 12 to K2, there is no traffic at the moment. It is free flowing all the way. But there is light traffic approaching K2 garage. Of course, it's expected because, well, we have some of those Danfo buses stopping at the bus stop to carry passengers, which, well, I'm hoping that last officials will get to that. But in that, after the K2, it's quite free. So let's check out what the traffic situation on Ikorodu Road is like. Guys, any updates yet?
Yeah, if you're going from Iyanopaja to Ikeja along, yesterday it would have taken you about 20 minutes. And today it will take you, 15 to 17 minutes. So I'm actually very worried about that area because I know so many people are just going to put their leg on the accelerator, and that's very dangerous. So please be very careful. Remember that repairs are still ongoing in some areas. You don't want to find yourself in a very bad situation, okay? But if you're going from Iyanopaja to Ikeja along this morning, hey, it's your lucky day.
All right,
I wanted to just touch on something.
Okay.
So Yomi gave us an update about Third Mainland Bridge being basically blocked off, but you need to know that it starts from Ogudu.
Okay.
The blockage starts from Ogudu along the expressway heading towards Third Mainland. So it's blocked off there at that U-turn that goes up and down. I can't remember what they call it, a flyover in some cases.
Okay.
It starts from there. It's also blocked off at the Bagada Expressway, so you can't get in to Third Mainland from there either.
Okay.
Then it goes all the way to Adekunle. Adekunle also, you cannot enter Third Mainland from Adekunle.
That's if you're going in from Yaba.
Yes, if you're going in
if you're
from
taking
Yaba.
the Yaba route.
So there's no way to access the Third Mainland Bridge at all.
Yeah, so if you're going to the island today, probably just go through Eko Bridge.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to update them on the traffic
That's
situation on Ikorodu
as
route
well.
because that is definitely an option this morning. If you have to be on the island, the Third Mainland Bridge is pretty blocked at some point, and well, the corridor road is actually free, so you're in luck, at least for now. We don't know what the traffic situation is going to be like in the next few hours, but right now it is free flowing all the way. So after Maryland, so there's some pockets of traffic at Maryland, but after Maryland it is free to Idiroko, all the way to Anthony, all the way to Ilukpeju, all free, guys. So yes. And like Mary said earlier on, because the roads are pretty free, some of us are going to be hitting on that accelerator. Please take it easy, all right? Take it easy. We'll all get there. We'll all get there. All right, so based right now, that's all we have on traffic situation around Lagos. Hey guys, what are we talking about?
Before we talk, Ojuelegba to CMS is actually less than 15 minutes. I'm really scared. I feel like there should be some officials on the roads to flag people down when they're going above the speed limits. Like, I'm really scared.
It's interesting you should talk about speed limits. You know, the way traffic lights are actually engineered on certain roads, internationally speaking. If you're at a particular speed limit on that road and you hit a green light, if you maintain that speed limit on that same road, you will not hit a red light.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that. As long as you maintain the speed limit, that's the way they're supposed to be engineered. But here in Nigeria. I don't think we even understand the concept of speed limits. Even if we did, are they even being enforced? That's another question. Then there are reasons why speed limits are there, because the people that designed the roads and designed the traffic lights know that a certain number of cars can be in this particular section of the road at any point in time at a particular speed without hitting each other. So it just drives me crazy when I see someone with probably not even a beautiful sports car, someone with a, God forgive me, random
vehicle,
jalopy looking, yes, I'm gonna say goes at some crazy speeds that you don't even know whether their brakes have even been checked by MOT.
Those kind of people, you just avoid them on the highway. Just, let them go where they're going.
Let them just leave.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You don't even know if those brakes are gonna work. Like, I'm just like...
Talking about jalopy vehicles, what about those trucks actually that they look really, really, like they're going to go into separate into different, like this, into different pieces. And they're still I can see them going like this. And they are going at full speed. And it happened yesterday. So on my way home, it was with my husband, of course, and then, there was this, so they were trying to join another lane. And then the truck just keep, I just thought, hey, just allow this one go with him. With this dim on this holiday, allow this one go, because this one, we don't even know.
It can be very scary, really, when you're on the road and then you see, especially those trucks that carry this container, 40-feet container, and then they're not even tied. And then you're speeding, uncle. It's is it highway to heaven?
I don't understand it.
So everything is creaking, everything is rusty, everything is. You feel like all the screws are just going to come apart at any point in time.
Yeah, but this also calls the attention of the Federal Road Safety Court. They really need to do something about. They really. I mean, I don't. Yes, well. Everyone talks about funding, but there's so much to be done when it comes to
there is. I totally
vehicular movements in Lagos State, especially. I mean, it's
the
really
people that own those containers and those trucks. Are they being regulated?
Okay, so the issue with containers and trucks is that they have different owners.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if I bring in a container, what I want to do is. I don't even know, usually I wouldn't even know what truck it is or who's driving it. I just get an agent. That, I need to move this container from
here to
from Apapa to Omole Estate.
Okay.
So the agent then says, it's 100,000 or 200,000, so I pay him, and then he goes and gets a truck.
Yes.
So most of the time,
you don't even see the truck.
You don't even see the truck until it arrives at your house.
So you're wondering, how did this vehicle get here in one piece?
Exactly. Anyway, so you guys, Abacha has been training.
So that's why last night my husband just said, they're still recovering this man's loot. I said, is that news?
I feel like that man's loot is going to be recovered for the rest of the generation.
Over 80 billion naira. 80 billion naira. So that's about 211 million
dollars. Seized in the UK.
So what I'm looking at is this. For that period of time, there should have been, appreciable interest. So even if the country gets back the main money, you'd realize that perhaps as much as double or even triple that money has been made in interest. Because it's been a long time. We're talking about 11 years now.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time.
It depends on what kind of facility it was. So if we put it in a deposit
Most
account,
of them put it in fixed deposits.
Yeah, so if it's a fixed deposit, that means you probably put 100 million there.
Yeah.
Or 150 million, which is now 211 million.
How much time would it take to embezzle that much money?
As quickly as just sending the money as I
No. This it couldn't have just been. It couldn't have been, like one weekend.
It's quicker. It's quicker to steal money from the comfort of your.
No.
It's the biggest thieves are not.
It's now abroad, right?
Yeah.
It's now abroad.
It's abroad, yeah.
So even abroad, there are processes before you.
No. It was stolen abroad. Okay, so.
Oh goodness.
You know how back in the days, oil trade wasn't the way it is
It's
now.
not.
You get-
There's a
I
lot
mean,
of regulation
Then,
now.
you know, there was a lot of collusion between the oil companies themselves
Wow.
and leaders in Nigeria.
Nigeria,
So
yeah.
Cut corners.
exactly.
Yes.
So it was the oil companies themselves that were
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
off some of these things.
Yes.
So there
So
was
sometimes the money doesn't even
7%.
get to Nigeria.
It doesn't get
even
here.
pass
Yeah.
through
Through
It's
Nigeria.
not like
Nigeria.
CBN. No.
You didn't even get here.
If you go to Switzerland, the level of development there is amazing. Why? Because it's not just Nigeria.
are hiding money
That is the headquarters
That's the hub.
of thieves, so to speak. That's where they take their money to because
Wow.
the security is really tight. And your money is protected, your identity can be protected.
protected,
It
yeah.
is possible for you to save money in Switzerland using a code. You don't need your name.
Yeah, no, but the Swiss are now
Swiss
changing that.
government,
Yeah,
yeah.
they are.
Which is why people are trying to hide money.
In
in
other
places.
places, yes.
Because
But we're talking about then.
Yeah, back
it was
then.
so easy to steal and, you know.
Yeah, well, hey, you know, anybody with a Swiss bank account wasn't considered a legit person at a point.
Yeah. It's just a number.
Yeah, just
So
a number. Just
So you
four
just
numbers.
called-
That's
I
it.
I wonder what how they must have, even the news when it broke, that this amount of money was from, okay, so this is over a decade ago, right? This is more than 15 years ago.
No, just
20
about
years. 21
20,
years.
21 years
Okay.
ago. Imagine.
Is it up to 21 already? 19.
Yeah, so,
I feel like I'm living in 2000. Not tonight.
Okay, I have so
Yeah.
many comments I'm trying to
Yeah.
reserve. I'm just trying to keep them,
Anyway,
right?
the only
know-
thing actually
yeah.
going through my mind
Some-
right now
and people are
is
still
the
suffering.
monies that people are hiding in the walls at sockaways of their houses.
You just reminded me
All
of
because they're
a
trying to
friend of
avoid-
mine.
in airtight.
In airtight,
bags.
yeah. All
A
because
friend
they're
of mine
trying to
went
avoid.
visit a Hausa father.
Yeah.
His colleague's father. And then the man says, thank you very much for coming. My dear, don't go like that. Let me give you something. And then he rolls the rug.
Wow.
And the guy is like, and you dare not try to rob those guys. They are, yeah, and I'm not talking about guns. Oh. They have some kind
Goodness
of...
me.
go.
And it's so scary. Like you're working on money,
We
literally.
need to take a break now.
Yes, we do. We're going to count some cash. While we're
I'm
counting.
not counting any cash. So you don't see me on the road and think I have money. It's your me that has cash.
About to
that he
roll
has
up,
to count.
roll up our carpet here and count some cash.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Èmi ni ìyáàfin Abímbọ́lá Ọláyínká.
You know that saying, it's never too late to live your dreams? Well, it's good to hear these things on repeat. But what's better is seeing them.
Nǹkan tó jẹ́ ìpín èmi àti amóhùnmáwòrán ni iṣẹ́ model.
Meet Abimbola Olayinka, a 70-year-old woman, grandmother, mother, aunt, sister, and model. That's right, she makes a living as the object of a photographer's loving lenses. Segilola was the project that propelled her into the limelight and jump-started her career as a model.
Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ model yìí wọ́n á máa ṣíra sílẹ̀ wọ́n á rò pé bóyá ńgbà tán gbọ́yàn síta ló máa fọ́nì àbí nǹkan kan irú ìyẹn ò wáyé nítorí wípé à ń láti kọ́ wọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wípé kò dìgbà tá a bá larí mọ́lẹ̀ kí ohun tọ́lọ́run máa ṣe tó ṣe.
But just before that happened, Idowola Tosin was the personality with foresight who saw potential when he looked at his aged mother.
We did a project. I tagged it Segilola. Before we did the project, I did it with a friend. She's a photographer. We thought about shooting elderly women, elderly people basically, because we noticed that some elderly people are neglected by their children. And there was a sad story of a friend that his mom passed on, and they couldn't get pictures of her for the obituary. So we thought about, okay, let's just take pictures of some elderly women. So I approached some women, they declined. And then I remembered that my mom is a bit old, so we did the first project with her and then it went viral and that was it. Okay, so when we did the Segilola project, I never knew it was going to go viral, actually. I just took the picture for the love of it. And then before I knew it, so many top blogs picked it. And before you know it, a lot of people wanted to see more of our pictures. And I just thought, okay, so why not just allow her continue with the business? And she's been doing well with it.
And with a team of like-minded individuals, they were able to make a success of her first project.
She's like a model now to me. She happens to be the mother of my friend, who is the hairstylist. So when we first met and we got on set, it was like there was this synergy between us and her because she's like a model to us. So it's been beautiful all through. Everybody has their drama, their time, but we enjoy it. So that's why she's human.
When I first saw her pictures online, I didn't know who she was, and I was already speaking. I was already working with her son already. Until he now said that, oh, okay, Praise, I want us to shoot this for my mom. And this is my mom. I was like, oh, is this your mom? I've been seeing a picture everywhere. He was like, yeah, it's my mom. So I was like, okay, fine, let's shoot it. So he came up to me with an idea. We're supposed to shoot something of that was going to represent 3 generations as a mother, a daughter, and a grandchild. The picture went really viral. Since then, I think we've shot like 4 more times since then, and all our pictures always go viral in one point or another. It's been really fun.
Naturally, she became a social media sensation when the slides of her first job hit the internet.
Iṣẹ́ tí mò ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀, ó fẹ́ jẹmọ tí ó jẹ́ iṣẹ́ ìlú mọ̀ọ́ká torí sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ ni mí. Ṣùgbọ́n ìyàtọ̀ tó wà ń bẹ̀ sí ni wípé iṣẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn máa pàdé mi lórí stage, ẹni bá pàdé mi lórí stage ló máa mọ̀ mí. Àfi tó bá yẹ pé àwọn tó pè mí síṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n pe àwọn amóhùnmáwòrán kó wá gbé nǹkan táwọn ń ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n eléyìí ìlú mọ̀ọ́ká ni. Ó ń wọnú gbogbo amóhùnmáwòrán alágbérìn tí ẹ̀ ń pè ní set yẹn. So lọ́tùn lósì ni wọ́n ń pè.
We feel what we shoot. We're storytellers. We don't just come and because we want to make beautiful pictures, we just shoot. No. We feel it. When we feel, okay, this is what we feel at this point, how do we put it, or how do we let other people hear about it? We sit down and say, okay, this is what we want to shoot. How do we want her to look? Now we'll talk about the makeup, we'll talk about the hair. It's a whole lot of process.
I like it.
As a professional, when you're trying to create a new mood board, you don't just pick images offline and say you must do this. You have to look at the model in question to know, okay, can she do this? Can she translate the story? So everything we're trying to make her shoot is something we know that is age appropriate.
This amazing woman's story is all the inspiration we need to get out there and make our own dreams come true.
I'd like to call Nigeria a situation. I don't think Nigeria is a country. I feel like whatever situation you find yourself in, try and build up out of it. Now, as Nigeria being a situation, and she has seen something that can most likely put food on her table and make her bank account fatter. But whatever I see for her is that she makes more money from this. Not just about, because whatever you're doing that's not making you money should not be done.
I'm excited for her, actually, because everybody thought when you are old you should be home taking care of your grandchildren. And right now, I see her more excited on set when we shoot, and she has to be among young people most of the times. I'm happy that she's at this age of her life, she's still having that fun, and I'm grateful that she's into it as well.
Ó sì nǹkan tí èèyàn dàgbà jùlọ, ohun tí èèyàn dàgbà jùlọ ni nǹkan tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ bá ènìyàn nídìí ẹ̀. Bíi pé kágbàlagbà nítorí pé òun fẹ́ ṣe model nsìn kó wá lọ wọ pátá. Bóyá nítorí pé wọ́n sọ fún yín pé màmá o, tẹ́ bá lè wọ pátá nìkan, á fún yín ní 10 million. Bí èèyàn bá san 100 million, ìyẹn ní wọ pátá fún.
Hello, good morning. It's a beautiful Wednesday here, and we're thankful to have you joining us for another edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. Now, it's the second day of the public holiday, and never forget to edge in a little bit of a rest and have some fun.
Yes,
You know, usually, like on the first day, there was lots of traffic yesterday. People were leaving town, going out and stuff. But what we checked this morning, it looked like everybody wants to now finally rest.
Everywhere
Which is why the road is free.
Yes, indeed. And there's so much fun in store, and that's the word on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, the first hour flew by. It's time for hour 2. My name is Titilayo Onyinso.
And I'm Yomi Oko. We're streaming live right now at tvcontinental.tv. So in case NEPA steps in at some point, we call them NEPA so we don't,
Wow.
Yeah. Well, so in case, because I know you're not going out, so in case, NEPA does their thing, you can watch us on your iPad or whatever, on your mobile device, tvcontinental.tv. And on Facebook, check us out at TVC Connect. Of course, across social media platforms, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
We have an app available for you to download on all those mobile devices for Android and iOS. So that app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world. As long as you have internet, we're going to be right there in your faces.
Yeah. Now, our chef this morning doesn't have any reason to complain about the traffic.
Chef Elias is in the building.
Oh, he's in the building already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He is, Yomi.
Oh,
He
Chef
is.
Elias.
Yes, so we have Chef Elias. Hello, Mr.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
This guy looks like a proper chef,
Exactly. So when you see them, see them dressed this way, you know that they have so much.
His hat looks like, those Italian, like it's properly styled. There's a style to the hat, not just the,
Thank you.
He's trying to butter you up so that his own portion can be larger.
Yeah,
Chef,
I feel like
that's the process.
I feel like he's gonna do something very nice.
I can't wait to see.
And
what
Mike
he
isn't
puts
around,
together.
so that gives me
wow,
the pleasure to sample the food.
Let's tell people what we have coming up today. We have a relationship coach and author, Lakpe Shoeton, and our guest today will be talking about attracting the right partner irrespective of your age.
Yeah. Now to talk about total wellness, we have wellness expert Dr. Patrick Ijere joining us to talk about
that concept.
That concept, especially during this month, Wellness Month, everywhere around the world.
Then it's on to a musical performance. We have Islamic Afro hip hop singer Lawizi coming in our farming segment this morning with farmer Sheo Adetosoye.
And on health, we're going to be joined by Dr. Femi Omololu, who will be talking about preeclampsia, which happens to a lot of women, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. And so it's something to pay attention to.
Our guest of the day is online lip sync comedian John Madueke, better known as Mad Johnny.
Does he have hips?
He does. No, he's,
or maybe he's wearing.
He's just jutting them.
Yeah, because you can see his real self.
Yeah,
and he looks normal.
Oh wow, but
that's
it's amazing.
easy to achieve now, though. All the has to do is
yeah,
wear something
true.
like
Yeah, but for a guy,
stuff it.
for a guy, it's not that easy to achieve. What he has to do, in changing and doing that video, all these videos that he does, it's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, I mean it is. It is. I mean, look at the time, the dedication, the amount of work, costuming, editing. All of that.
And this costuming thing you said just reminded me of what I went through yesterday.
Okay.
And that was why I was determined to wear the hijab again.
Okay.
So, so many people kept asking me, how does it feel to have the hijab on? So I did something just before, as soon as the sun came out, I decided to take a walk. I took a walk with someone. So we went down CMD Road, through to this side, came back, and I wasn't hot. I wasn't sweating.
Oh,
I was expecting to be dying of heat.
Okay,
but for
I've
some
heard
weird
that
reason, what the scarf does apparently is it kind of absorbs the heat, so you actually feel a lot cooler around here, not hot.
So I've heard that it gives you shade. It kind of gives you shade when you cover up.
Like I wish I could always wear the hijab. It's that comfortable. Honestly, it is.
I'm actually, because, okay, so the studio is quite cold. And I love the opportunity to cover my ears and cover the back of my neck in the studio because of the air conditioning.
When your ears are covered, you're slightly warmer.
So that was my.
That also happens when you wear a wig, actually.
No, not in every.
It does. It happened yesterday. It happened to me. I mean, the office was really cold, and the night before I just took off the wig, it was as if I could feel the cold, like literally in my brain.
You're making your fans, realize that her hair is not real.
Really?
Really? You want me to take it off now?
Take it off.
Oh, I will take it off. Like, are you joking? Like, are you kidding me?
You're going to make a particular person really excited. You remember that silly article?
But the amazing thing is,
just got demystified like Khaleesi. You know how we thought Khaleesi was.
Let's go
See, I'm your girl next door. Forget all this.
Girl next door.
Forget all this bathing up.
Okay, so yeah, but has beautiful hair. By the way.
Oh,
She always has
you.
had beautiful hair, but she still wears wigs like so many other women.
Yeah, well,
out there.
we have to. All right, so here with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Elias. And this morning, because you're home, we have decided that we are going to thrill you, our viewers watching. And Chef Elias is making something really interesting and very delicious, even though it's not ready yet. So what we are making, vegetable seafood chicken curry. I told you, right? All right, so yes, this morning we're working with a lot of healthy vegetables. And let's talk about the ingredients, Chef Elias.
Okay, thank you very much. Here we are this morning. We have a chicken.
Yeah.
We have prawns here, which we are going to mix something land with the seafood together today. We have a green pepper, bell green pepper, bell yellow pepper. We have onions. We have parsley. We have lemon.
Okay.
We have green peas. And we have some spices here.
That's a lot of spices, which I'd like us to talk about. So please, so that everybody knows which spice is which.
Yeah. Okay, here we have a black pepper.
Okay.
Here we have a turmeric.
Okay.
Here we have a cinnamon, salt, paprika, and curry powder. And then we have bay leaf and some seasoned cubes.
Okay.
And then we have a marrow here. And we have a pumpkin.
Eggplants and pumpkin.
Eggplant and pumpkin.
Okay.
And
so what are we
carrot.
using the peanut here for?
Okay, we are using the peanuts. After serving it, okay, we are serving the sauce with basmati rice. Okay. And then we spray the peanuts on top.
On the basmati rice?
Yes.
To give it a little bit of crunch.
Crunchy text.
But I thought that's the role of the eggplant already, like to give it that crunch already.
The eggplant here is going as a steamed veg.
Oh, okay. So we're going to steam like a side dish. Oh, yeah. Great. I told you guys that Chef Elias, he had us in mind today. All right. So we have our basmati rice cooking already, and I noticed that you added butter in it.
Yes.
To give it that, flavor. Yeah. All right. So let's get cooking.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead. Okay. So we're going to chop up our carrots here. Okay, so while we're waiting for our basmati rice and we're trying to get all our vegetables ready. On your screen right there are the ingredients, just in case you didn't catch up on it. We are making use of a lot of healthy spices and a lot of healthy vegetables. By the way, eggplants, is that, this vegetable, is it accessible?
Yes.
Because it's very similar to cucumbers.
Yes, that's how many people think.
Yeah, it's very similar to health cucumbers, but they have really amazing health benefits, which I'll tell you about when we come back after this. Stay with us.
Thank
you. Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Now, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can always find the right partner for yourself. As they say, there's a lock for every key. Talking about how to do this is Lakwe Shoeton. Now, she's a UK certified relationship coach and the author of several books. And it's a pleasure having you in the studio. We've already started this conversation before they cut back to us here. And it's interesting. But I have to ask, the focus of this topic, is it for the older the older people looking for relationships, or is it for any age?
Well, actually, to be honest, anybody of any age or of dating age can use these tips, but they are particularly geared towards the older person, particularly someone who is 30 or older.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just for the women?
No, it's not just for the women. I talk mostly to women in my line of work, but really, the tips can work for anybody. We're all human beings. So it's just about changing, like when I say him, changing it to her, depending on your own sex.
All right then.
Yeah.
Not a problem. So there are tips to finding that perfect person for you.
Yeah.
What's the first piece of advice you give people that come to consult you?
The very first thing is to come up with the characteristics of the person that you want. Know this person properly. And the reason why it's so important is that if you don't know what you want, you are not likely to get it. And sometimes people keep wondering why they date people that they don't like, and it's because you haven't specified what exactly it is that you want. You haven't written it down.
So when you say write it down, it feels like you have a checklist. He has a big car, has big house. Is that the sort of thing you're talking about, or is there something else that we're supposed to be checking out?
Actually, it doesn't sound romantic, but it actually is a checklist. You do need a list. However, what I always tell people to do is to come up with traits. These are personality traits as opposed to physical or material things. And there's a very good reason for that. The reason for that is that physical things, even if it has to do with the body, can so easily change. Somebody's money can change, somebody's height can change, somebody's beauty can change. In fact, all these things change. You understand? So it's very important to go with the personality traits, which are less likely to change and which are the things that are more likely to keep you bonded to the person.
Okay, so I want someone who makes me laugh.
Exactly.
Or I want someone who makes me feel comfortable.
Perfect.
Okay.
You can want someone who's hardworking. You can want someone who is good with finances. You can, so there aren't any rules like that, but always go for personality traits over physical and material traits.
So how many things should be on my list, minimum?
No, there's no minimum. Maybe three. Maximum, I mean, there's no maximum. You can have 1,000 things on your list if you want. But what I always say is, when you finish writing your list, rearrange the list so that the top 3 things are the things that are most important to you.
Okay.
They have to, and I always say only 3. People sometimes ask me, can't I have 5? Can't I have 7? But no.
So you're making it harder for yourself if you have more than 3, 5, 7?
That is essentially, people think that they're making it easier, but you're actually making it harder for yourself. Because the thing is that we are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. But the thing is that if the person that you meet has these 3 traits which you have decided are important for you, this is probably the person for you.
Okay, so what's the next tip that you give people that come to consult you when it comes to finding?
I always say that you should bring the person to life. And by that, I mean that you should use your imagination to create this person in your mind. A bit like a movie.
Okay.
So I say, don't give the person a face, but go with your feeling. How does this person make you feel? When you wake up in the morning, what does this person do? When you come back from work, what is the person like? How does this person make you feel? What do you do on Saturday mornings? What do you do on Wednesday evenings? Go for the experience and imagine it, keep it in your mind. Play it in your mind like a movie. This is very, very important because first of all, it excites you. And secondly, it actually brings the person to you really in a way. And it also helps you recognize the person easier.
Am I not at risk of being very disappointed? Because it feels like a fantasy. It feels like, I'm creating this Prince Charming that might actually not exist. I've created a list of things I need him to have. Now I'm bringing him to life in my head. And if I meet someone who then disappoints me in one particular aspect, doesn't it feel like my whole house of cards is falling down?
I totally understand what you're saying, which is why we have to remember that in the beginning we said those top 3 things.
Okay.
So whenever you meet this person, and maybe the person is wonderful, always go back to those top 3 things. Does this person have those top 3 things I think were important? Even if the person wears green shoes. You understand? Is the person kind? Or does the person greet my mother or send my money to my mother, whatever it is. So there's less chance of being disappointed. And the funny thing is that no matter how specific your list, I've heard so many stories of people getting people who are almost identical to the list they've come up with. It's fascinating how that happens. So just trust. Do it and just trust.
Okay, so we've only touched on two major things that you talk to people about when they're looking for the right person. But I know that you're going to be here next week. You're going to be here throughout the month of June.
Yeah.
So we have quite a list to go through.
Yeah.
Please tell us what you think about these first 2 points, first 2 tips on our list today. As they say, there's a lock for every key. You might be looking for someone and we might be able to help. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria and ask some questions. Maybe we can answer them next week. Have to send you all to the garden now. Mary is right there for our wellness segment.
Welcome to the garden again, right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And it's time for us to talk nutrition. And what better place than in the garden with Dr. Patrick Ijewere. Thank you so much for being here today.
Good morning, Mary. Good morning, TVC and audience. Thank you very much for having.
Great. Now, today our focus is going to be on the concept of wellness. So tell us, let's even start from the basics. What is wellness?
Wellness. One may have heard different definitions, but I'll try and simplify it.
Them. Yeah.
It's a state of 1, the absence of disease or illness.
Okay.
2, a balance in the body, balance in the spirit, the mind, and the body.
Not just the body itself, spirit, mind, body.
And number 3, a joyfulness of life.
Oh, wow.
You awake in the morning and you're like, wow, it's a beautiful day. Thank God for another,
Great
just
day.
delightful sky. You see the sun coming up. A joyfulness about life. A vibrancy about life.
So that is wellness.
Yes.
And let's take it step by step. You said the first one is
Absence of
the
disease.
absence of disease. That's the one many people are more familiar with. When you say you're well, how are you well? And then you feel, oh, it's because your body is fine. So we won't talk too much about the absence of disease. We'll go to number 2. You said the wellness of the mind, the body, even the spirit.
The spirit, yes. Yes.
Tell me more about that. How do you achieve wellness in the body, your spirit, and in your mind?
Okay. I'll give you a brief story
Okay.
and share some data to help understand the connection.
Fantastic. I'd appreciate that.
About 2.5 years ago,
Okay.
there was a study that came out of the US.
Okay.
And it talked about people with ailments. The study looked at cancer in particular.
Okay.
And it said about 60% of women with difficult to treat breast cancers, not with breast cancer,
But
with
with
difficult to treat,
specifically.
and about 58% of men with difficult to treat prostate cancers
Yeah.
had major unresolved issues of unforgiveness.
Oh, wow.
Now, they went and broke down, look at what do we link to unforgiveness? Bitterness, anger, hatred, repressed emotions, you name it. And they scored an index for the folks in the study. The people who had the difficult to treat cancers scored very high on this index. Now, they went further and did blood tests, looking at certain hormones and neurotransmitters in the body. And there was a very high correlation with high levels of cortisol. Cortisol is our stress hormone. Cortisol, if it stays high long enough in the body, suppresses your immune system. Especially a group of cells that are called the natural killer cells, whose primary task is to deal with cancer in the very early stages. So science is saying clearly there's a correlation between your spirituality, your spiritual balance, the biochemistry in your body, and what disease manifests or does not manifest. And better yet, how that disease can be reversed or treated.
My goodness. So having literal peace of mind, learning to forgive, and letting go of the bitterness,
Yes.
and of course, inadvertently reducing your stress hormones,
Yes.
immediately relieves you of so many diseases.
Immediately. Once the body is angry or anxious, there's a correlating increase in certain hormones in the body. Adrenaline, norepinephrine, cortisol, they go up. And your good hormones, the wellness neurotransmitters, are suppressed, such as melatonin, serotonin, your feel-good hormone that boosts your immune system, are suppressed.
Is that what causes people to be grumpy?
That's the immediate, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. The outward grumpiness is due to an internal biochemical hormonal imbalance that has allowed the negative, worrisome, troublesome hormones or neurotransmitters to be predominant.
So it's very important for you to be to balance your inner self.
Absolutely.
And you know, it directly affects the mind as well, because when your spirit is not at rest, it also affects the mind.
Yes.
Oh wow. The third one was
joyfulness,
the joyfulness.
Vibrancy.
How do you achieve that? We are in Nigeria, and it's not just in Nigeria, all over the world. The stress level is high. Even when you let go of bitterness, you're very forgiving, there's still a lot affecting you inside. So how do you really experience and express that joyfulness?
Just a simple example. If you're in a country where the roads are smooth and everything is well maintained road-wise, most people drive in smaller cars, in cars that have a low height off the road.
You know, I'm very interested in this story. Unfortunately, we need to go on a particular break now.
Okay.
So this is what we'll do. We'll continue this conversation next week, taking it from that joyfulness and moving on to even bigger pictures of wellness.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Dr.
you.
Patrick Ijewere. Interesting conversation. Can you imagine this? Oh, well, we need to go on this break. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria. So much has gone on the show, and I know that you're loving every bit of it. But hey, welcome to the kitchen with Chef Elias today. And we are making vegetable seafood chicken curry. I know it's a mouthful, but we have all the time today. We ain't going anywhere, right?
Yeah, we are here.
Great. And we are going to have it alongside basmati rice, which is cooked almost ready, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Great. Right, so you're just in time because we're about to move over to our vegetable seafood chicken curry. So let's talk about the ingredients quickly, Chef Elias.
Okay. Like we said before, we have, let us start for the season, with the season. We have black pepper here. We have turmeric, curry powder, paprika, salt, cinnamon, season cube, and some bay leaf here.
Okay.
We have a chicken breast here. We have green peas.
Yeah.
We have parsley. We have a little bit garlic.
Yeah.
We have bell pepper. And then we have onions. We have carrots. We have prawns here. And here we have...
interesting vegetables, which are pumpkin, eggplant, and carrots.
Again.
Very interesting stuff. All right, so let's take out our rice, which is almost ready. Let's put it on the hot boil. Yeah, great. So, all right, let's start to work on this.
Well,
okay.
Thank you very much.
So what are we doing first of all?
First of all, we just add a little bit oil in the pan.
Okay, so this is more like a one-pot stir fry.
Yeah.
Vegetable stir fry.
Yeah, sure.
Vegetable seafood stir fry.
Stir fry.
Right.
If you say so. But it's going along with some steamed veg. So this is the package of the steamed veg.
Okay, so this is one dish.
Yes.
So our pumpkins, eggplants, and carrots are going into one dish.
Yes.
And then our chicken, prawns, green peas, and okay, so we have our green peppers here and onions and carrots going into another dish.
Place.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And then of course our peanuts here is going into the rice.
Later
on. Yeah. All right, so let's...
Thank you. So just add a little bit
of oil.
Okay. To the pan. And let it come up a little bit like that.
So I'm guessing that the butter is to... Oh, sugar. Thank you. The butter is to give it a little bit of flavor.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right, if you're just joining us, people, this morning we are making vegetable seafood chicken curry with Chef Elias. Hello. So excited about today's meal, I know.
So today we're going to add the garlic first.
Okay.
Yeah. After adding the garlic.
So the lemon, is this for the chicken?
The lemon, normally the lemon, we are serving it aside as soon as we have a seafood in the house. It's always good with lemon.
Fantastic, great.
We're not going to press it inside, we just cut it nicely and place it.
For garnishing.
For garnishing,
all right, nice, okay.
So we stir it a little bit.
Okay. So earlier on, guys, I told you I was going to let you in on the health benefits of some of the vegetables that we're working with here, which is eggplants and pumpkins. So these two vegetables are very rare. Yeah,
Yes,
they're not
so
easily accessible, but they are extremely healthy. And they have very similar health benefits. They are both high in antioxidants, high in a lot of nutrients that are very beneficial for your body. They also help you, you know, for those of us who are trying to lose some weight, even while we are pregnant. Yeah, so that is your go-to. And it also, for eggplant, eggplant actually helps to regulate your blood sugar. Yeah. And it also has anti-cancer benefits. So go for an eggplant today. And your pumpkins as well, yeah. So they're very healthy.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so is our garlic ready?
Yeah, the garlic is ready.
What's next?
The next is the onions.
Okay.
Why first the garlic is first of all to bring much aroma into the plate.
All right, great.
So you add your onions.
Okay.
So immediately you are stirring your onions, we leave the vegetable at the end of the cooking.
Okay.
So what we are going to add first is the seafood.
Seafood. And we are making use of prawns.
Yes.
These are really big prawns.
Yeah.
Very big.
So.
And I'm going to have the head because I like...
Many people love the head because they believe that the head is more nutritious than
the rest of the body,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Well, I don't think so. I just like the head because I feel like the head is really so juicy. You know, you get all that juicy flavor from the head. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to have the head. That looks nice. So we're just going to wait for that to cook a little.
To cook a little bit, and then we're going to cover it for some minutes.
Okay.
After,
okay, so I'm listening.
We'll cover it for some minutes, and after we add the chicken, and we let the chicken cook a little bit.
So yeah, the cover.
That's what I'm really looking for. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So
we're going to let all of that simmer in,
a little bit.
Then toss in our chicken later on, and then our green peas, and then our carrots, green pepper, red pepper, yellow pepper goes in last to give that to still
steam it all together.
Steam it all together, and then at some point we're going to toss in our spices. All right, amazing stuff happening here on the show, guys. But you are about to watch our first performance on the show today, and of course, Titi is standing by with Lawizi. Hello, guys.
Yes, I am. Lawizi is right here. Now, he's an Islamic Afro-pop singer with a conscious effort to project the modern Islamic music with his songs, and of course, also inspire and entertain people. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. But to me, I'll say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All right.
You say wa alaikum salam.
That's what I need to say. Alaikum salam. All right.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for the coaching there.
Right.
But it's really interesting, you know, how you started your music. You mentioned to me earlier you started in 2013.
Yeah, professionally, yeah.
Okay. So what was the reaction, especially with the older community, to how you were taking your Islamic music?
It's going on fine because, it's just like we're bringing in a new narrative, not that we don't have Islamic sound that has been going on for a while. But I just think maybe, okay, I can like infuse a new thing to the sound to like, make it more modern. Okay. So when I start my own sound, so the youth, how they really, accept it, so it's going on fine, going on massive now.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah, thank
you.
You.
What's the name of the song you're about to perform?
Ire.
Ire.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. It's all yours.
Thank you.
Aaron's Beats, the producer.
So far, so good. It's a wonderful Wednesday. Welcome back. It's been a great time so far on the show. Hopefully, you've been a part of most of it.
Well, but if you just tuned in, prepare to be engaged for at least another 45 minutes. We'll be here for 2 hours.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. My name is Yomi Owope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. Now, another way you can watch us is to stream live with us. If you have to leave the room, you have to leave the house, have to get in the car. Stream with us, tvcontinental.tv, and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Please send in those comments. Join our e-community. They're already chatting right there, right now, saying hi to us. Hi back. We love you, e-community.
Yeah, don't forget the TVC app is available also on the Google Play Store and the Apple iStore. You can watch us from anywhere in the world.
Yes, indeed. We still have our farming segment coming up soon. Seun Adetosoye is going to be helping us with some fennel farming tips. And it's for all of us who have been growing our balcony gardens, our balcony farms. You know, a lot of people have been growing tomatoes and stuff. Fennel is actually a really interesting herb that you might want to try growing.
Yeah, and of course, Dr. Femi Omololu will be talking to us on the health topic, pre-eclampsia. I'm not sure we can finish that topic today, but we'll try.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. And yeah.
Yes, indeed. So that's one for the pregnant ladies out there. And then, you know, men who have women expecting, men who have women expecting in their lives. That is a topic you should listen in for. Now, our final guest for this morning is online lip sync comedian, popularly known as Mad Johnny. Content is
international.
Oh no, content is king.
Content is king, and content can be used and reused. Now, I watched a clip of an old show called Faulty Towers. Who remembers Faulty Towers?
Yeah.
That comedy.
Yeah, the British comedy.
The British comedy, and it's still being, you know, sent out to different stations all over the world. It's still being paid for. The producers of that show produced that in the 70s, in the early 80s, and they're still making money from it. So content, as long as it's great, well produced, it probably can never die.
Yeah.
So
I think it's instructive also that now in the 21st century, the digital age, not the 21st century, but the digital age, anybody can create content, which is really, really good. Even our children do create content now. Your child takes your phone and they're recording you or taking a photograph and all of that. That's already content creation.
You know, yesterday I was on the phone, and the person I was speaking to was like, what's she reading in the background? And I was like, really? And I turned to her, guess what? She was actually making a video, and she was speaking so fast. It was like she was reading. So she was like, let's say she was about to say, Buhari to intervene as Buhari to intervene as APC was like,
and she was reading, and
she wasn't reading. She was speaking.
Oh, she was just speaking.
But she was speaking so fluently that the person was like, and I'm like, these children are way ahead of us, are way ahead of their years.
That reminds me of something that happened last night. So my daughter now goes, daddy, 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 daddy.
She's trying to get stuff.
Daddy. And then I've been trying to get her to say mommy.
Don't
so
bother.
yesterday, it just got to me, and I was like, hey, auntie, come here. Do you know, I carry for 9 months. I carry for 9 months after the stress of pushing her, and now come and saying, daddy, 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 daddy. Mommy, mommy, mommy.
Wait, I want to see the look she gave you. Please, just show
And
me.
then my husband goes, jealousy, jealousy, call me daddy, daddy. And then they go to daddy, daddy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well, so...
You guys are going to do this to me?
Children actually love their mom more, but tend to lean towards their dad. Especially, they think they have to win their father's affection in most cases. So they take their mother's affection for granted because she's always showering them a love. I love you, but daddy's always like, I love you, I'll see you later. You know, I love you. Okay, come over, sit down, keep quiet. So they are always making that extra effort to win daddy's affection. But mommy,
it makes sense.
Wrapped around their little finger.
My daughter and her dad have like an effortless relationship.
Special.
You know, yeah, because you know you see them dancing together. You know, they have fun together. They're together. Days that she just wants to be clingy and she just goes.
Yes. And I find the sucking part very cute. Yeah, I don't care about what all this some experts have said about sucking. It can be very comforting for children.
Oh, no, they do it for comfort.
Yes, they do.
It's
I
what they do,
beg.
Sadly,
Much ado for
they
nothing.
say that it starts with hunger, though. You know,
the hunger for the news right now is quite high. Though.
Wow, true.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. It's the season of looking good, feeling good, and being beautiful. And of course, we know how we love to beautify ourselves as ladies. So we thought in commemorating the Muslim celebration, we might bring you some henna inspiration with Omotara Tomisin, who is a professional henna artist. This is a season for henna. Everybody's doing henna. Even I actually cut the bug, as you can see. But quickly, Tara, let's talk about, what you use, in making the henna that, creates this beautiful artwork on our skin.
Okay. So, henna is just gotten from, like the paste is gotten from the henna powder, mixed with some solution, like to create the paste. And then that's what we use in the application of the designs. Yeah.
I've also heard a few people also complain about irritations that the henna has caused on their skin. Why do you think that happens?
Basically, henna comes in natural red. But then, like these days, it has been modernized into like different colors. We have like blue, we have green, we have black. That's the popular one, black. So some people have a sensitive skin, and then when the solution, like they use some solution in it, hydrogen peroxide to mix the black. So some people react to that. So there are other products that are better off to be used. That's like the one they mix with the, what's it called, water.
Okay, great, fantastic. So let's just get to what you have in store for us today. What do you have in mind? It's the Ramadan season, and our mother Betty has started to catch on the box. So let's do this.
Okay, so I'm going to do like a simple design that's going to suit our look as an Arabian princess. Yeah. So here we go.
So for every henna design that you create, is there any inspiration for it, or you just, once you just see your clients, you just know, oh, okay, I want to do this?
Actually, henna art is like bringing patterns together. So once we know the pattern, we know how to incorporate the design. So it can come as it can come like you coming up with your own design, or when they show you a design to be done, you create it for them.
So what are you creating here?
I'm just creating like a flowery design for her.
Okay, something very quick and simple and easy. So you could actually do this on your own.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, like I said, I've cut on the bug. I'm actually, even though this actually took a lot of time, at some point I was telling you my henna, you gotta hurry this up. Like it's a lot of work.
Like it depends on artists.
Yeah.
When you're a professional artist, this shouldn't be like a serious thing for you to do.
Okay.
I am fast.
Okay.
But then I don't know of other artists.
Okay.
So I've been doing this for like 10 years now.
10 years. Yeah. And how lucrative is this business? Except during the, Muslim celebrations.
It's like a trend now. So everyone wants henna.
Yeah.
You can see it started from, let me say, Rihanna. When people saw Rihanna have the henna design before she changed it to a tattoo, everyone wanted to like have a taste of it. Like, let me experience it.
Yeah.
So everyone is doing it. Celebrities everywhere, even for parties, people call in an henna artist to like do design for them.
And for weddings, Muslim
even for weddings, bridal. Not only. Like,
really?
It used to be like Muslims alone, but then everything has changed. When you check my page at Henna by Tara, you will see like I've done for Christians who even have the the white stuff, the white gown on, and then they have the henna.
Whoa!
So it's for everybody.
No jokes.
Yeah.
So how long is this gonna, stay for?
This is going to last for a week to 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on how much you wash.
Now let's talk about those who actually, catch, an infection. You get an infection from this. What do you suggest they do?
Normally, for you to get henna, most times, if you are the you have the sensitive skin.
It's sensitive skin, yeah.
So you just do like a patch test. That's like applying a touch of henna at one part of the body, then leave it on for at least 2 to 3 hours, or you leave it to if it doesn't
react, then you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Okay, but if you're one of those who actually catch an infection, please see a doctor. Very important. Thank you so much, Tara. This is beautiful.
Thank you
love
very
it.
much.
I love it. Now I'm even having second thoughts about mine.
You have to do another
But
one,
hey, we
friends.
have to go right now. There's still more on the show, people. Stay with us.
Welcome back, and I'm in the garden. It's time for some farming fun. We have Sheol Adetosei back from, High Souls Farm Tours.
Yes.
And High Souls Farm Tours is all about teaching people how to create their own mini farms in their homes. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me.
I can see you fiddling with the soil already.
I'm trying to make holes ready for us to plant.
Okay, so what exactly are we planting today?
All right, we're talking about, last week we started with herbs, and we said throughout this month of June, we'll be talking about herbs and spices, just to encourage, people to make use of what nature has provided at home. You want to garnish your chicken before roasting, you need to add some of these herbs and spices. So fennel belongs to a family of herbs. It's just like your carrot when you plant it, but we have different types anyway. So, but every part of the fennel plant is edible.
Okay, so the stalk?
The stalk, the leafy part, and then the bulb underneath when I harvest.
Oh, so
and
there's a bulb under the soil.
Underneath, under the soil. And then as well as the seeds, they are all edible.
Speaking of seeds, these are the seeds. I have them in my hand here. I'm not sure if we can get that shot. They're very tiny, but they have a very distinct shape. They look a little long like thyme.
Yes.
A little like thyme.
But thicker.
But a bit thicker and heavier and harder.
Yes.
So what's the first thing we need to do when planning to plant these?
All right. Now, this container is actually small. I'm running out of containers.
Okay.
So we need a bigger one, like a 12-inch in size, bigger than this, that
like
I even
this,
have bigger than this. If you can get something much more bigger than this, the better for you. So, but we're going to use this mini container. We'll make use of this mini container and then transplant. I'll transplant after about 1 or 2 weeks.
Why do I need so much space?
I mentioned something that we have the bulb underneath. So you need space for that.
All right.
So we're going to then get your container, like I said earlier, and then the soil, your loamy soil, don't forget. Don't also forget to pierce the underneath of your container for excess water to drain out. And then your loamy soil.
So so just for those that don't know what loamy soil is, loamy soil consists of what exactly?
How do I describe it now? It must not cake together when you have it in a container like this. And then it must be able to drain water. Water must be able to pass through. Something like clay soil, water would retain. But loamy soil does not retain water. I think sandy soil as well. I'm not sure.
Well, sandy soil, I know sandy soil just drains water immediately.
It doesn't exactly. It doesn't hold moisture. This should be able to retain moisture at least, but the water would not stay. It won't be waterlogged.
And I can see that it's a dark brown. It's not red.
Yes, it should be dark brownish.
All right.
Rich, very rich.
So I can see you're digging some holes here.
Yes, it's just for you to plant. So
I'm going to put all these seeds in one hole?
No. We're not going to do that. And then the hole must not be too deep. I'm not going to go in that deep. And then I don't want it to be too close to the edge of the
I need
so
to
in the
lift
middle.
this up just a little.
Okay.
So that I can get a clear shot of this.
All right.
All
Are we good with this?
So.
All right. So I'm drilling.
It seems like you're going about 1 inch into the soil.
Yes, 1 inch.
All right.
Yes, 1 inch.
It's not exactly in the center either.
Yes, because I don't want it to get too close to the edge of the container.
Just one seed?
No, you can put 2.
I can put 2 seeds.
2
in
or
there?
3. Yeah,
2 or 3
that's
seeds
fine.
in there. Okay.
All right. Then I would move another inch
away
from the one I just did now.
And then put 2 or 3 more
about
seeds
2 or
in
3.
there?
Yes, that's fine.
Cover
so we
it
are
up?
good to go. Yes, cover it up, and then water. Put in a very sunny area.
Okay, so this. How much water are we talking now?
Just water, because the soil, I need the water to also get underneath.
Oh.
Yes.
So
that's not enough,
it's
actually.
not enough, really? So maybe like a cup of water, a full cup of water is enough?
Once you see the water draining out,
Yeah.
then you know that's enough.
Okay, beautiful.
But,
beautiful.
you know, we might not be able to
All
wait
right
for
then.
that.
No problem at
No.
all. So how long did this take to grow to this stage?
I planted this. Now, you should always have a date. I have my dates here.
Okay.
So I planted this in February, 16th of February to be precise.
And it's already at this stage?
Yes, it's already
Can
at
I
this
consume
stage.
this?
Yes, you can. Every part of the fennel is
All
edible,
right.
like I said. So I can
Okay.
use it to roast my chicken.
Beautiful.
You know.
Beautiful. Let me hand these very precious seeds back
Yes,
to you.
they are. They are
I
very
know they're very
precious.
expensive.
Yes.
And
because-
with that, we say thank you so much once again to
You're
Show
welcome.
from High Souls Farm Tours. Hopefully, your balcony garden is blooming right now. And if you've missed any, you can go back to our YouTube page and check out some of our former clips. We are heading back to the studio. MM is right there. It's all yours.
Thank you very much, Titi. All right, so you've heard of Farm Now, we're on to health. And today, to begin our pregnancy series, we're starting with preeclampsia, which is a potentially dangerous pregnancy complication caused by high blood pressure. And of course, Dr. Femi Omololu is here with us to tell us more about this. He's an experienced director of clinical services and also skilled in gynecology, medical education, and strategic planning. You're welcome, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. All right, so this is a health issue that a lot of pregnant women are faced with, especially in their mid-30s, late 30s, and, you know, above. What is preeclampsia?
Well, preeclampsia is a medical condition that affects pregnant women. It's actually a systemic disease because it will affect any part of the body, you know, and it comes up with a lot of symptoms, and it's one of the leading causes of maternal mortality and morbidity, especially in this part of the world. Yeah.
What could be the cause of it?
Well, interestingly, we don't really know exactly what causes preeclampsia. There have been many theories trying to suggest different things that could possibly cause it. Some have to do with maybe the woman reacting to the pregnancy or the woman reacting to the placenta. Some have even said it has something to do with the man's sperm. You know, there are some genetic linkages too associated with it. But the exact cause is not known. In fact, we call it a disease of theories when we are talking about the causes. But we know that there are some risk factors which put some women at risk for having preeclampsia. For instance, a woman who is in her first pregnancy is at risk for having it.
Her first pregnancy?
First pregnancy, yeah. A woman who is over 40 years having pregnancy at an advanced age. Yes. A woman who has chronic hypertension already, or who has chronic renal disease already, or a woman who has diabetes mellitus, and women who have a family history, maybe her mother had preeclampsia. You know, and then,
so it could be genetic as well?
Yes, it could be genetic as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are the symptoms? Because, I mean, we live in this part of the world. We don't pay attention to some of the, you know, changes that our bodies go through. Yeah. What are those symptoms that, you know, pregnant women should look out for?
Well, the thing there's like with preeclampsia, the symptoms are not always obvious. Sometimes it could actually be asymptomatic. But because what characterizes preeclampsia is elevated blood pressure and protein in the urine.
Yes.
And then sometimes when the woman has what we call edema, that's leg swelling or generalized body swelling. So when we talk of the symptoms, usually it's when anything is quite severe that could now come up with symptoms. And these symptoms could include things like severe headaches, epigastric pain.
Epigastric pain, that is
yes,
pain
in the upper
abdomen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blurring of vision. You know, it starts to have some blurring of vision. It could be reduced urine output, you know. But that's when you have what we call severe preeclampsia, which could lead to eclampsia, because preeclampsia is pre-eclampsia. Eclampsia is when you have the high blood pressure, the protein in the urine, and convulsions. That is the higher end of the disease.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. How do you
contain?
how do you contain, first of all, protein? Because that is why antenatal is very important. Because for every antenatal that you go for, for every antenatal that I go for, let me take myself as an example. Yeah. The protein level in your urine is usually checked.
Yeah.
Yes. So how do you contain, you know, that protein level?
Well, we have a dipsticks. Well, that's a paper strip which is used to check it. So it's not about you controlling it.
Okay.
Because what happens with preeclampsia is like there are things in the system which come up as a result the body reacting to the pregnancy, like I said. So from the placenta, there are things that are showered into the system. So when it gets to the kidney, it affects the kidney's ability to retain protein. So that's how protein leaks into the urine. So it has nothing to do with your protein intake or your diet or anything like that. No, it has nothing. In fact, if there is anything from that, that is not preeclampsia. So those are things that could give you a negative, you know, what we call a false negative for preeclampsia in the, a false positive for preeclampsia in the urine, when you have protein in the urine. Okay, so because even if there's infection in the urine, there could be protein in the urine.
Yes.
So it's not something a woman can control. No.
Quickly, how do you treat this?
Treat preeclampsia. Well, the treatment of preeclampsia is delivering the baby, because that's the only thing that can cure preeclampsia.
Regardless of what stage
Yeah,
the pregnancy
regardless of what
is.
stage. Well, it depends. Because when it's, well, there's what we call management and we call treatment. Like I said, treatment, what will cure it is delivering the baby. So it's not something like we can treat during the pregnancy and it goes away and then the pregnancy continues. No, because it's a progressive thing. So it will be, once it sets in, it will be there throughout the pregnancy. Usually it doesn't set in until after 20 weeks of pregnancy. Okay? So when we see it, if it's mild, then we can still manage it. So then we give antihypertensive drugs to control the blood pressure, and then we continue to monitor the woman closely, monitoring the baby closely as well, you know, to try and buy time for delivery. Of course, the woman is already due for delivery. There's no point in waiting. We go ahead and induce delivery, okay? But if it's severe, because that's when it can be very bad, you know, then that one, because you want it to get to eclampsia, so what you have to do is to give medication that will prevent eclampsia, control the blood pressure, then also look at the baby and see how mature the baby is to determine how you are going, or how mature the baby is, or if the baby can withstand delivery either by normal delivery or cesarean. Because once it's severe, you really have to deliver, because if not, there's a high risk of eclampsia coming in. And once a woman has eclampsia, it's like she's already on a very, very bad path.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. I'm sure that a lot of women watching, and fathers as well, because I mean, this is for everybody, and this information is very important. Thank you so much, sir. I'm really hoping that we can continue this, you know, series, the pregnancy series on, you know, different topics that affect pregnant women. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Gosh, I am in awe right now. We have so much coming up next on the show, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. John Madueke is an online lip sync comedian, popularly known as Mad Johnny.
His funny content ranges from films, short clips, skits, and even songs.
Yeah, I mean, if you check him out on Instagram, this guy is like is a phenomenon. And he's joining us this morning, looking cool and calm, but we know that he's mad. I mean, look at those clips. That, you know, we've been seeing your clips all morning, and you've just been cracking us up.
Thank you.
And lots of people, like when you see comments on your social media platform, especially on Instagram, people always say you are mad. Is that how you came up with that name? Because one way or the other, I'm sure it was because people just thought that you were crazy.
Not particularly. Well, Mad Johnny is actually a combination of both my surname and my name.
Oh, Mad.
Yes,
okay.
my surname is Madueke, so I just thought, and I said, okay, this could do for a stage name. And
yeah, so okay.
it went from Madueke to Mad Johnny.
Yes.
Interesting. What a way to coin that name. Okay, so I know you started as an actor.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go into doing skits?
Well, I read theatre arts, and people would like to tell you that it's because I read this, so therefore, I mean, it's an advantage for me. But, you know, while in school, I sort of saw making videos as, you know, for me to kill time instead of staying idle.
Okay.
And I was less busy, and I was watching too much of Maraji's videos.
And so she's
I guess,
your influence.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. But before that, I have been making videos with my classmates and putting one of those stuffs together.
Yeah.
So watching our videos influenced your skits and all. Oh, wow.
That's amazing. So a standard Instagram video is 1 minute, right? But when we watch your videos, it's like we're watching a movie. So sometimes you've got 2 or 3 characters. How long does it take for you to put a single skit together? So you're working on a skit, you've done your script. So from scripting to execution and post, how long does it take?
From scripting to execution, it could take a whole day. Whenever I have planned out to make a video, I usually do not want to go out that day. Yeah, so I have to learn the lines and interpret them my own way.
Lines?
You? What I do is lip sync, and they already made videos.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I just sourced for them very funny videos and sit down with them, understand their characters' background, and ways that I could reinterpret them to make them funnier.
Right.
Yes, so and basically just do that, and it could take a whole day trying to get, especially when the lines are very bulky.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Before we move on, I would like you to just do a quick one for us. Like, I won't put pressure on you by choosing your character. Just choose the particular lines you'd like to do, and then show us something.
Okay, I'll do this one from this Dr. Jesus in Action video where I did the coconut video.
Okay.
Okay. They asked the lady why she had come to church that evening, and she said, "My husband machine gun not this stand." And she says, and the man asked her, "Okay, so what's the testimony?" And she says, I come for the Fiji, and they say make I buy coconut oil and this na yeah, give on the machine gun constant."
Now,
we don't want to shoot
so you talked about you doing, taking like a whole day to do your videos and all of that, and then putting it out there, and then you represent several characters, and then you have to, communicate in being a woman or being a man and all of that, and then you actually do get into these characters. How long do you, when you're putting all of that together in a single video, you have to then enter these characters as well? So being a theatre arts practitioner obviously makes that easier for you.
Great influence for you.
Yes, and having to dress up would make you unwind from this. And I mean, the time I take dressing up for this character makes me unwind from this character. And
yeah, I wanted to mention the costume aspect. Now, I know many people who do these skits tend to stick to one particular outfit because of the whole sorting out costumes issue. But I observe that you're always changing costumes in line with what you want to project. How do you handle the costuming?
It's been very difficult.
That's one of your videos showing a different, different outfits. And it's not as if when you show another video like this, it's another, usually different outfits again. So how do you handle it?
My mom keeps her wardrobe open.
Okay, that's a great source.
Yeah.
And you can admit women have quite a number of clothes.
My mom keeps her wardrobe open.
So she keeps her wardrobe open. Anytime I need anything, my dad does the same. They lock their rooms too, but when I tell them I want to make a video, I want to make a video today, you people drop the key to the room. They'll drop it, and I have access to everything. And I have sisters too, so.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about I wanted to ask about comments on social media, because usually you have all these comments about somebody saying my chest and things like that. But there are comments that are impactful to someone like you who posts online. Are there specific comments that you've seen that you felt touched you in a specific way, or
Yeah, like a lady literally sent. She commented. But then she still went all the way to send a DM and says, I have been having depression issues and you have kept me going. And I'm like, wow. And she even sends me her medical statement saying that she's actually very depressed. But, when she comes on Instagram, it's just for me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because comedy is life. Really.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a laugh or two.
Yeah.
And something to cheer you up even more. It's not, you know, the energy you expend on all these videos. Eh? Yeah. You like food, have you?
And I do it under the sun too.
Under the sun.
Under the sun.
Because of that daylight, the effect it gives.
So we want to reward you for all your hard work by taking you to the kitchen.
So what's your favorite food?
Breakfast, bread and tea.
Bread and tea.
That's your favorite.
Please, this way.
Yes, I could have it every now and then.
Are you serious? That's the first time I'm hearing someone say that favorite meal is bread and tea.
Please have a seat.
Welcome to the kitchen, Mad Johnny.
So this is Mad Johnny.
Yes.
Who didn't? The Mad in his name is not.
It's Maduiki.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, I got that. I would never have known. Welcome to the kitchen. Yeah, this is Chef Elias, and he's made this. Here you can see this food there. Maybe it's going to change your surname. I don't know. But we hope not, actually. All right, so this is basmati rice with vegetable seafood chicken curry. Yes.
What a mouthful.
This is pepper them gang.
Vegetable seafood chicken curry.
Yeah.
Yes,
And,
look at how it looks. So
a lot of
beautiful.
work went into this. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to let you dig in while Chef Elias quickly tells us
What he did.
What how he put this together.
Okay. Thank you very much. Here we have vegetable chicken seafood curry. Why we put it together? Because today is a festival time, so we are just trying to fix land and the seafood together, and the healthy plus the steamed veg beside it. So that's what we do.
Right. Oh, so fusion of land and seafood.
together.
Nice. So that's the chicken and the
and the prawns.
and the prawns there.
We should probably have added
Very
pigeons
nice.
so we could have the F.
So the vegetables look like they just came off the stalk, but they've been steamed. The colors are still so bright and rich, even though they've actually been cooked, and it's really nice.
So that's eggplants, pumpkins, and carrots.
We have to wrap.
Guys,
Yeah.
we do have to wrap up the show now. Big thank you to our friends over at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories on the show.
Yes, indeed. And of course, a big shout out to Fola's Place for the hairstyling he does every morning, bright and early.
We spared him today.
Yes, sir.
Lord,
He's on holiday today.
Yes, indeed.
But
All right.
6 a.m. is the time we're going to be here tomorrow morning.
Don't
on
forget
Basis.
for the Thursday show.
Yes,
See you tomorrow.
indeed.
Have a nice
great
day. Bye.
day.